All right, joining us now is the President, Institute of Productivity and Business Innovation Management, Remi Dairo. Remi, good morning. It's good to have you join us right now.
Good morning. It's great to be here.
Great.
Good morning.
Now, we have this issue on our hands right now. Everyone the world over is being impacted by the coronavirus. Talk to us basically. We've heard some economists and some other persons say that the impact of this is still going to be felt in several months to come, if not even a year.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so it's the China had become like a hub for production for the whole world, in different diverse ways of products, and the world depends so much on in China for production of so many things. And then because of the heat came from China, it affected the movement of goods and services, and then the shutdown of the economy there affected a lot of things. People that buy from China, where China also buy from, and all that. So, in the fact, the world's United Nations said there's a $1 trillion lost.
So far,
because of this global hit of the epidemic. So I think it's a big hit on the economy of the world, and then it's a bad one because we're trying to survive. US just said that they don't allow some airline to come into the States, and then that's a big loss for the airline industry. In fact, so far there's $1 trillion lost in that sector. The shipping sector that ships a lot of products
aviation,
from China,
hotels, restaurants,
sporting business, the upcoming Olympic preparation, money pumped in and all that, billions of dollars lost because of this epidemic. I think it's
but then again,
really
that's on the one hand. On the other hand, we're beginning to see a shift in public life, and people are beginning to talk about virtual meetings. People are talking about other innovations. So it seems to be a blessing in disguise.
So for Nigeria, that means what happened to our economy, and because of the heat, we have to have a drop on our budget plan, because the calculation is not meeting up anymore. So that shows we have been talking. We are not really walking walking the talk as per moving from oil to other diversification. So now we can diversify. So the China towns are not working. Can we have Amala town? Can we have the Begri town? Can we have the can we have Eba town? Can we have our local dishes being globalized? Now Africa or Nigeria is having low response to that virus. That shows there's still healthy food here, healthy living. So can we project something? So I'm saying Nigeria should now look within and say, okay, what can we do what we have? Now the tourist centers in Nigeria can move to the next level now, and can we also look at different ways of how to project the better thing that Nigeria has, much more than saying oil, because now
in what ways can we project, looking at how this has hit the global economy, basically? How do we bring them in? Isn't it through all of this virtual using the internet perhaps?
Yes.
But then we see the challenge we are facing with regards to that as well.
Yeah. So I also think Nigeria needs to use the media to talk about the good thing that Nigeria has. The media have to also project the good part of us. This is the time to say, oh, Africa, the place where coronavirus doesn't survive. I mean, something like that. I'm just talking about how can we project the good image of the nation or the continent in a better way that the world will say, wow, I think it's a place to go and live or to go and do business, so that my business will not crash and I need to go and stay in that part of the world. Now, that's as may be. Then our human capital, can the nation spend money and invest in the human capital? Because this human capital is the one that is running out of the country to other parts of this world that is having this issue. So if there's a plan for us to to build into this human capital, then the nation will really get the best out of it.
All right, Remi Dairo, thank you so much for your insight into this. We certainly look forward to greater days ahead.
Definitely.
Great.
Well, joining us now is the President, Institute of Productivity and Business Innovation Management, Remi Dairo. good morning.
Morning,
Thank
Remi.
you
Nice
for
to see
joining
you.
us on
A pleasure
TVC
to be here
Breakfast.
again.
Great.
The impact of coronavirus has been, even the blind can feel it so far.
The blind can't see it.
You can see it and feel it as well. And especially economically and when it comes to productivity. And then countries are looking at measures to take. Nigeria is also feeling the pinch. When we are to look at measures to take to address this issue, because if we don't do something, it's going to be a horrible thing. Talk to us in that aspect, measures that we can take to drive productivity to such a point that we do not feel the pinch as much.
So I think it's very important that we know that interconnectivity of the world improves the productivity globally. So a country have something, the other country have this, and then there's I buy from you, you get from me, and then so we cannot really remove that global connectivity, you know, as a way of increasing global productivity, as the case may be. So the COVID-19, you know, epidemic that happened affected us all because, you know, China has been the hub of production. The capacity producing for the world, and then they are producing, we are buying from them, or they are buying from us, buying oil and all that. So because of that, you know, the movement of the epidemic has really affected every sector: the airline, the aviation, sports, shipping industry, hotels, and all that. So I think each country, we have to really look into our health and well-being of, you know, of citizenry, because that has a lot to do, because if anything happens to us, it affects the whole world. So because of that, I think beyond spending money on, you know, infrastructure, spending money or, you know, things that we need to see that the government is working, we need to really spend more money on the health of the nation, because it has a longer effect on the global productivity.
When you say spend money, are you saying, what exactly? Put specifics to
yes,
this.
so we discovered that some of these countries where there's a rapid, you know, flow of the COVID-19 virus was because of health issues, the well-being, the way people eat, the way people do things. So sometimes
Movement, mobilization, interaction and stuff. Yeah.
Sometimes it's nothing to the government. It's like it's their life. But now we have discovered that it is not a private life anymore. It's more global. So if I'm eating anything that is not healthy, that can affect the group
Indirectly,
you know. So now, or if I'm not washing my hand, or if I'm not taking care of my personal hygiene, it will affect the world. So you can see that there's a connection, you know. So the government must go beyond just the infrastructure, and then looking into the details of how do we, you know, those days when we're growing up, you know, they teach you, oh, have you cut your nails, have you, you know, washed your hands and all that. Those things are very important because it has a global effect, even on the national global productivity.
I remember the little song that this is the way we brush
Brush
our
our
teeth,
teeth.
brush our, you know, and all of that, and also wash our hands and stuff.
And all that.
It's okay. Well, we have to leave you here now, Remi Dairo. Thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure is mine.
Thank you.